Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at what we call measures of spread, and we're going to be looking at two in particular, and they're our range and our interquartile range. Now, the range of a data set, which hopefully we have done before, is just your highest number taking away your lowest number, and that just tells you how far apart all your data points are spread. So I can see here my lowest number is -24 and my highest number is 19. So to get the range, I'm going to be doing 19 taking away -24. Now we know that would be 19 plus 24, which is going to give me 43. So my two furthest data points are split apart by 43. Now the next type of spread that we have is called interquartile range, and it's a little bit trickier. Interquartile range tells us instead of the spread across all of our data, it's the spread across the 50% in the middle, right? So a spread across the middle, 50% of data. And so that can help us see how smushed together that middle 50, so more of your averages, as opposed to your two endpoints, right? Because your endpoints might actually end up being outliers instead. So it's good to see, well, how close together are our middle 50%. Now, to find our IQR, there's a couple of steps to follow. The first is to sort your data into ascending order, so that means from smallest to largest. And then to identify your medians, remembering our median is just our middle value, right? And this is called your Q2. What this will do is split your data into two evenly sized halves, right? We're then going to take the median of the lower half, and this is called the lower quartile, which we call Q1. And then we have the median of the upper half, which is called the upper quartile, so Q3. And once we've identified those data points, well, our interquartile range being that middle 50% is then our upper quartile subtracting the lower quartile. So we'll see this in action. Now we're going to follow those steps that we outlined before, starting with just putting this data set in order, right? So just from lowest to highest, we've got 1, 3, 5, 7, 12, 12, 13, and 17, right? The first thing we're going to do is to identify our median to give us our Q2. Now what I can see here is that's actually going to be in between my 7 and my 12. So to get my Q2, I'm going to be doing 12 plus 7 over 2, which is 9.5, okay? Then we're going to try and grab our Q1, and our Q1 in this first half of our data set is between 3 and 5, meaning that my Q1 is 4. And then in that second half of the data set, my Q3 is going to be between 12 and 13, which is equal to 12.5. So my interquartile range, which is that upper quartile taking away the lower, is 12.5 minus 4, which is equal to 8.5. Now feel free to give this video a pause and try this yourself, but you're going to try and find the IQR of this set as well. Now, if I was to set this up in order, we have 1, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 13, 17, 20, 23, and 28, right? And sometimes I find it easier to actually cross these off as I go along to make sure that I don't miss any. Now to get my Q2, I'm going to identify my middle value. And because we have 11 numbers here, it's going to be my 6th number to split that set in half. So my Q2 is equal to 11. Then I'm going to try and find my Q1 being in that first set here because we no longer count the 11. And my Q1 is 7. Then in that second half, I'm going to identify the median, in this case being 20. So my Q3 is equal to 20. That means that my IQR is going to be equal to 20 minus 7 being 13.